I don't think that I have ever been excited about recording some video how much I am about this one. It says that law of perpetual transmutation, our thoughts and our emotions will always present into the physical form. Yes. So energy always transmutes, changes the form, but it's never destroyed. Why am I so excited? Because everyone are talking about the synchronicities. People are talking about the signs, about the synchronicities. Do you resonate with that? Do you see that in front of you as a sign? Or is that permission for you to do some things? I don't know, but what I know that everything happens for a reason. And if you're watching this video right now, this is your sign. Because today I will show you not how to see a sign as your permission, but I will teach you how with your superpower, which is your mind, you can transmute and change that energy as an alchemizer into your advantage and learn from that. So welcome to my channel. I'm Karolina and let's talk about the law of perpetual transmutation. But I will not talk about physics or metaphysics today, which I really love. As I know, I earned my MBAs and I dedicated my life after that not to climb that corporate ladder, but actually to find out what is the power that I have inside of myself, if we can call it inside. What is the power of my mind? Because going day by day, I am more and more surprised what kind of power we have around us, inside of us, and we don't know how to use it. So let me give you my example, because yesterday for me happened something really amazing. I had one event when I was walking outside of the city, and after that event happened, I will just not go into the details, but what I want to say, it somehow makes me feel uncomfortable, which is such a rare thing for me, because I learned to move so fast from situation to situation. So for example, something happened to me and I'm just so fast in changing that emotion, accept that emotion, change that emotion, and just give my best and learn what I can from that specific event or whatever it's happening. But yesterday, somehow, that situation had some impression on me, and even after the event, I somehow stick to that emotion. I realized that thought started to coming in my mind again and again and again. So I realized, okay, I'm walking, this event is already finished 15 minutes ago. What's wrong with you? Why you just can't move on? I mean, it is what it is. But I realized why, because I was asking myself, what is my lesson? Because it was weird. I was kind of feeling offended, which means my ego was working, and it means I didn't understand the lesson. So I am now giving you a first clue. What if something is synchronicity, and what if something is your lesson? A lot of people love synchronicities. They're all about, oh, look at the butterfly, look at this number, look at this or that. Yes, you can use that as your permission if you don't know that reality is happening around you by its own way, on its own order. But then you can ask me, but how is that when we are attracted, we are all interconnected? Yes, this is the difference. And this is what I want to teach you and talk about today. Is that event my synchronicity? Or is it my way how to transmute that energy and release something inside of me? By synchronicity, you can say that this is something like which comes from an emotion which feels good. So you see that synchronicity and that synchronicity. But let's be honest, both of them overlap. Synchronicity and your opportunity to release something inside of you and to mirror yourself and to question yourself and to grow, they're overlapping. Because there is all the time something that you can learn from. This is really important thing. And I was walking today like back home and I was like, what is my lesson? Because I just can't see my lesson over here. Like, it's so weird. I don't understand it. Well, I don't think that I'm reflecting myself into that because this is not who I am. And I was like, keep asking myself that question because I was feeling like that. Even in my way going back home, I had a conversation with my friend. Oh, I will share with him like such a weird thing. Like I was confronted with that. Like I was just like so surprised. I don't understand. And I even realized how I was labeling things. I was labeling person who was involved in that event as weird. I was labeling a lot of things as weird. And I knew immediately, well, it's something deeper over here. It's something that I cannot see only on a surface. It's not some small event, and I didn't even realize if I will able to unpack that I will have such a big epiphany and learning lesson from that. So what actually happened after? I went back home and I started to talk with my friend and we were talking about the different things about the life, what do you want from life? What do you want from this, that, like regarding apartments, where do you want to live, and a lot of different things. And at that point, I was still like, I'm just like sharing thoughts, but somehow, because of the still not knowing what was my lesson, and honestly being ashamed of why I got that lesson, because I was thinking, yeah, I'm just like on a different level, so why I got that lesson is just like so weird. I actually decided to be quiet, and I was like, I just like, I need to figure it out what's that lesson, but let's keep going. So this is how actually night progressed. So when I went back to sleep, I saw one video about one girl. Anyways, she was doing some things, and I was like, why am I not resonating? Because previously, I would actually resonate with those kind of videos, and I was actually follow those kind of people, and I was thinking about myself, yeah, this is the lifestyle that I want to live. Now I'm telling you, like, all this event was about, let's say, about my definition, about my belief of a lifestyle that I want to live. And at that point I was like, why am I not resonating with that? And I would, and I was always thinking, yeah, this is really what I want, because I was discussing and talking with my friend how we want to change neighborhood, like what kind of the apartment we want and everything, and so on. And I was like, well, that's weird. And when I woke up, I realized actually yesterday after that event, well, this is not what I want. That's what actually do I want? And when I woke up this morning, everything seemed more different from me. I started to feel even more weird, but like I was getting energy, like I'm getting like some superpower, and I was starting to feel like really, really good, and I started to saw even more and more and more synchronicities. Even now, like being home, I still at that point didn't left my home, and it was really weird because I I didn't saw, let's say, I didn't perceive anything around me that actually changed. But something weird started to happen again. I started to asking myself a question, but who am I again? Because this is not like first time that asking myself that question, and I started to ask myself that question again today, like who am I? Who am I? And I started to write it down. And guys, I got such a big epiphany event, such a big opening event, such a crazy event that makes me feel I want to cry. I realized first time that I was defining myself and my life and my definition of how I want to live based on everything that I was surrounded. I mean, you probably already know that from my videos, but that was not to me. And yesterday's event that makes me feel uncomfortable was fear inside of me to admit to myself how I really want to live. And I realized that again, I was afraid of myself. I again realized in a deep, deep, deep level today that I was again afraid to be open of what kind of life I want to live. I was again so fearful that I didn't understood. And I want to share with you that, please, I'm so happy, I'm so grateful. I just want to tell you that uncomfortable events are huge opportunities in our lives to level up. Because inside of myself, what I'm feeling right now, that emotion of leveling up of my and raising my vibration, that is happening instantaneously right now. It's so fast. I'm transmuting that energy so fast into my advantage, in my fuel. It's my fuel. That it's even crazy when I think about it. I'm inviting you to look for challenging events in your life. And really, I was really truly thinking, and I was saying to myself, but there is no lesson over here. So weird, but it must be. I knew deeply inside of myself, it must be a lesson. And when I was saying to myself, there is no lesson, it was the biggest clue that there is a lesson. But it must be deep. It must be really, really deep, because I don't see that lesson. And that release of energy that happened it's crazy, you guys. How I feel right now is true and real empowerment. A lot of people will tell you, look for synchronicities. Yes, you can look for comfort all the time. But don't forget that with looking comfort in synchronicity, you are matching yourself. But is that really growth? Or is that only confirmation of who you are? Just think a little bit. Is that the growth? Or is that confirmation of who you are? I'm inviting you even now when you think that, as I was thinking, that there is nothing to be learned from something. Ask yourself that again. Because there is always something to learn, but in that case, it must be something deep. And if you release that, if you set yourself free, you will get that energy inside. Not get, you will release that energy that you're having. I'm inviting you to wake up. To wake up. Listen to my words. Ignite that power that you have inside of yourself. I promise you it's worth it. And it's just getting better. I was so inspired and happy to record this video. I hope that it will help you, because I don't want you to stay in some only synchronicity illusion of giving permission to yourself because of your limiting beliefs, just to step into and go into the same direction. I want you to accelerate fast, to change fast. And you will do that only by looking opportunities in your challenges. If you want to learn more and if you want to work with me, please click in a link at the description below, and see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.